Good afternoon, grade 11s. Today I am with the senior boys basketball team at OFSA. Hopefully we're doing really well. I don't know, it's only Sunday. Okay, so what I'd like to do today is, first of all, back up to C1 in your little package, your pink package. And when I left you, I had given you some ideas as to the overall plan of how to solve part B of this example that we worked on Friday. And this is what I left you with. We were looking for when the balloon was below 20. So we're looking for this little piece, and it says when, so we're looking for time. So we need the time from 0 to wherever this time is when it reaches 20. And then when it's 20 again, we want the time beyond that. So from T2 to T3. This time is obviously 0. This time we're going to call T1. This time we're going to call T2. And T3, as we discussed, is the x-intercept on the right. Okay, so let's start finding all of these T's. Let's first find T1 and T2. We know that the height at T1 and T2 is 20, so we're going to set h at T to 20. And set it equal to the function. Okay, we have a quadratic. To solve a quadratic, if t shows up in more than one spot, then we have to factor or use quadratic formula. And to do so, we have to set it equal to 0. So I'm going to move the t to the other side. And then if I can factor this, I will. First, I look for common factor, which is obviously -5. And then, since I know that there are no two numbers that multiply to 2 and add to -6, I will bust right into quadratic formula. I'm just going to call it t for now. I'm expecting 2 answers from this because I have 2 t's to find. Quadratic formula will give you no answers, 1 answer, or 2 answers, and I'm expecting 2 given the graph. So here is my A, here is my B, and here's my C. So negative B, be careful when you have negative. Plus or minus the square root of B squared, put that in brackets please, otherwise the negative doesn't get squared, -4 times 1 times 2 over 2 times 1. Okay, so we get 6 plus or minus 36 minus 8 over 2, which is 6 plus or minus root 28 over 2. I'm definitely going to get 2 answers from this because I can take the square root of 28. Yes, it's a decimal, but that's okay. Let's round it to 5.3. And therefore, I do get 2 answers. T1 is going to be 6 plus 5.3 over 2. And T2 is going to be 6 minus 5.3 over 2. So you'll get 5.65 and 0.35. Uh-oh, I didn't move this down while I was recording. Darn it. Okay, let's pause right now. Press pause on the video so you can write. Maybe you were writing as I was talking, but you can just check it. So press pause for a sec. Okay. The other thing I think I'm inclined to do is we have a time of 0.35 seconds and a time of 5.65 seconds. Based on the picture, this would obviously be the smaller one, 0.35, and this would obviously be the bigger one, 5.65. So as a result, I'm going to call my T1 0.35. I could have done it either way. I'm going to call this my T1. I'm going to call this my T2. Doesn't matter. I just like it to match my picture. Okay, now in order to complete the total time below 20 meters, I need T1 minus 0, well I have T1 now, plus T3 minus T2. T3 minus T2 gives me this little space of time right here, but I don't have T3 yet. T3, however, is an x-intercept. And how do we find x-intercepts? All the time. Set y to 0. I hope you said it, even though I'm not there to hear it. I have a feeling you did not, but I'd really be thrilled if you did. Okay, so let's set y to 0, or in this case, h of t equals 0. Factor. Which we already did last time. And since nothing multiplies to -2 and adds to -6, we'll go right into quadratic formula. Now, doing this is getting me T3, so I'm going to label it as T3 starting right now. Okay, my A is 1, my B is -6, my C is -2. Again, we're doing -6. I already showed that over here. And here we're getting B squared minus 4AC. A is just 1. I could put it in if you want, but I don't have to. It doesn't change anything. Over 2 times 1. Punch that into your calculator. You should get root 44 over 2. So T3 is either 6 plus root 44 over 2 or 6 minus root 44 over 2. This one gives me a positive answer, 6.3. But this one's garbage, and I'll tell you why. Square root of 44 is greater than 6. You can punch it into your calculator if you don't believe me. I know that because root 36 is 6, so anything higher than root 36 is going to be greater than 6. And when you take a number greater than 6 away from 6, you get a negative. There's no such thing as negative time, at least not in our example. And in real life. We could have a negative x-intercept, but if that x-axis is time, then we have to throw out any negative time because it doesn't exist. So our T3 is only 6.3. Okay, so now when we want our total, now when we want our total time below 20 meters, I'll put a therefore, below 20 meters is we can go, if you want to show it like this, T1 minus 0 plus T3 minus T2. That's what we have up top. T1 is 0.35 minus 0. T3 is 6.3 minus T2 is 5.65. You can punch that into your calculator if you like, and you'll get 1. So total time the balloon is below 20 meters is 1 second in total. So it's below 20 meters for 0.35 of a second here, and below 20 meters for 0.65 of a second here. Those guys add up to 1 second. Done.